Turn on captions and his name is not Jaime, but Dreamer, and well, it's a lot of similarities there. This guy is a Hilfiger commercial, and what do you want me to do? I like the guy's shirts. Vamos Argentina la madre. See, that's right, it's that time of the week. I am Jaime Rivera, this is Pocket Now, and this is the Pocket Now Daily Recap for last week. So on Monday I asked you how much extra would you pay for a Sapphire display if it were optional, as we had some leaked videos showing us the iPhone 6 Sapphire display being tortured, and we have 169 comments, out of which Minitough says having a Sapphire screen shouldn't be an optional purchase. It should come with every iPhone and no extra cost because of the prices that Apple is already charging for their phones, and even though the entry-level 16 gig phones are pretty much the same price as the rest, that $100 step for the 32 gig and 64 gig models is definitely a reason for something to be free. I do agree with the more expensive models. Then Dan Reed says it costs about $100 to get your screen fixed at most independent repair shops, so to pay $100 up front is not a bad idea. Plus you may drop your phone multiple times, and the biggest problem with these repair shops is, number one, they don't always give you genuine parts, and number two, they don't always do a good job. So for me to sacrifice having a phone that will be crippled eventually, I would rather pay extra, but $100 is a little steep for me. Then Joel R says, shut up and take my money, and I don't build Sapphire displays, but hey, I'll take your money anytime, dude. Then on Tuesday I asked you what Android Wear product that you choose, as Android Wear products were already shipping, and it turns out that a lot of people were complaining about the Gear Live that is charging Cradle, and we have 300 comments, out of which Anonymous34 says Moto 360 can't be beat in my opinion, and I do agree. I am waiting for the Moto 360, and that's my particular case. Then another commenter says none, smartwatches are useless to be honest, and you have a very interesting point there. Smartwatches are no longer in the gimmick phase, but the problem is they are nothing without a smartphone, meaning there's really no point for you to buy a smartwatch unless you have a smartphone, and then again there is no added value aside from saving you a couple of steps and pulling your smartphone from your pocket. Android Wear does a good job, but there is still more to be done, and that's really where the opportunity is left for Microsoft and Apple. Then another commenter says I'm waiting for the iWatch, and a lot of people are, but again it will depend on how Apple is planning to innovate here. Then on Wednesday, famous tipster EvLeaks left us this very cool puzzle where he got some interesting information on the Galaxy Note 4. It's got a 64-bit SoC, but aside from that, he was also asking us, if the Galaxy Note 3 is to H and the Galaxy Note 4 is to TR, what does that mean? And, well, we have 355 comments, out of which Hero Master says H humongous, TR tremendous. Next, then Hassan Ali says H horrible, TR terrible, just kidding, I don't know, and Lord have mercy. And then Kunal says the difference is Note 3 is HLTE and Note 4 is called TRLTE, and yes, thank you, somebody got it right. Thank you very much. Other commenters agree with this, and that's most probably the case. Then on Thursday I asked you, what do you think about Microsoft's recent changes, as Satya Nadella had just addressed his employees, and he has said that they were going to shift the company from a product and services company that Steve Ballmer left into a productivity and platform company. We have 234 comments, out of which Carly Johnston says Xbox sucks, Windows 8 sucks, Windows Phone sucks. They should just focus on software again because they are failing at everything. And I don't agree with everything that you say, because the Xbox does not suck and Windows Phone does not suck. Windows 8 could improve, and that's really the case. A lot of these products like Windows Phone could improve, but it doesn't necessarily mean they suck. They could improve in the way they approach developers, they could improve in the way they approach the market, but not necessarily that these products are bad, because they really are not. But then again, Microsoft does have a lot of room for improvement, and that's really the problem. It seems that they don't really understand consumers, so it could be a good thing for them to focus on enterprise if they want, but that's not really where the money is, as we see competition dealing. Then Restless says, I think Nadella is right. They should not copy Apple. And you know what? Microsoft is such a big company, and they've invested so much in products like the Surface and the Xbox and Nokia that, you know, I think that Microsoft could be doing both things and do great if they would separate both businesses. They don't necessarily have to just focus on enterprise. Microsoft has built some really cool products, and the fact that they just acquired Nokia means that they have a lot of the mobile innovation. So I really wouldn't want them to move away from building consumer products because of Nokia specifically, but hey. Then Trohim2 says, too focused on enterprise? enterprise? Have you seen Windows 8? No business would be caught dead using it. And again, we made that comment earlier. The problem with Windows 8 is really that it tries to solve a lot of the problems that a lot of people don't have. And it's not visually appealing to many people. I like it. It's just that, I don't know. A lot of people don't, and I guess that's really the biggest problem, that a lot of people don't, and these are the people that are going to buy it. And then finally, on Friday, I asked you if you were waiting for the iWatch or if you were getting an Android Wear product, as the rumors are that Apple will be delayed with the iWatch until end of this year or probably next year. We have 340 comments, out of which Adrian says, Pebble all the way. Moto 360 is sexy, but it all depends on the battery life. And interesting, out of all the comments, this was the only one that mentioned the Pebble. I have the Pebble, and I wish them luck. I want the Pebble Steel, but the problem is Android Wear looks a lot better. I mean, I'm not saying that the Pebble is not a good product, and if you have an iPhone, then Pebble's the only way to go right now. But still, the biggest deal is that if Pebble would build an Android Wear watch, they would have a business, and hopefully that's what they're going to do. And yes, the Moto 360 is awesome. Then Captain Ashra says, I don't even understand the question. If someone is waiting for the iWatch, they would probably have an iPhone, meaning the Android Wear platform wouldn't be an option. Not necessarily. Surely right now Android Wear is specific to Android devices, but Google Now is not specific to Android devices. It's also available on the iPhone. And then again, on the opposite side, there are a lot of people that are shifting towards Android, and that's one of the biggest questions that a lot of people have right now. Would Android Wear make you shift to Android if you're coming from an iPhone? And it could be the case, but again, time will tell as the iWatch gets announced, as a lot of people are waiting, and then a lot of people are due for a replacement in their phones by the end of this year, which will also make this change interesting. Then another commenter says, iWatch early next year? Nah. They have to push it for the holidays or else it's irrelevant. And no, that's not really the case. If Android Wear would be a hit, then yes. If the Pebble would be a hit, or the Samsung Gear watches would be a hit, then yes, but they are selling very badly right now, below the 1 million units. So Apple does have so much opportunity here, but if they follow the same trend and do the same thing that these guys are doing, then no, they don't stand a chance. But if Apple can figure out a way to innovate in ways that these guys haven't, then yes, they do have an opportunity. So no, I sadly don't agree with that. That's it for our Pocketnow Daily Recap. Thank you very much for watching. A couple of tips if you want your comments to be featured. Number 1, keep them short. Number 2, stick to the point. Number 3, try to get some thumbs up. It helps us spot them a lot easier. You can also follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You can follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next week.